Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Marcia.
And I'm Meghan. And today we have an amazing guest on with us for HR After Dark, Renee Patrone Rhinehart, who is the owner of Events by Renee and Party Host Helpers. So welcome, Renee.
Thanks for having me, ladies. So excited.
Yeah, we're so excited you're
excited.
here. You bring the vibes.
Always.
You bring the party.
Yeah.
You're
Yes.
always the life at the party as well.
You are the party.
Talk to us about your businesses. I want to give all of our listeners first a clear shot about what they are, and then we're going to ask you some other questions.
Yeah, absolutely. So at the ripe age of 27, thinking that I could start a great big event planning firm that only did corporate events. Fun little dream back then.
dreamin'.
Then 2008, recession hit. So it kind of propelled me to continue Events by Renee, but focus more on brides. As a woman who was a bridesmaid too many times to count, that's what I was attracting. So Events by Renee is a full service event planning company that was started in 2008, weddings, corporate and social events. So I chugged along trying to get Events by Renee off the ground from 2008 to 2015, having all sorts of jobs in between, working at medical meeting planning companies, taking calls with my brides on my lunch break in the parking lot. So when I tell my entrepreneurial journey story, I like to say that because it doesn't happen overnight. So around the time when Events by Renee was finally picking up speed, I had the idea in 2013 to start Party Host Helpers. I thought, all right, I want to have a company that I don't have to be on my feet every weekend to make a living, and I want my weekends back. So I had a lot of inquiries from my Events by Renee clients saying, Renee, you planned my daughter's wedding, but I just need a bartender this weekend. Do you know anyone? Of course. I know everyone.
Yeah, anybody you need.
You're in business, it's always a yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how it started. And I found a real need for the Philly tri-state area, specifically the main line for Party Host Helpers. At first I thought it would just be a supplement to Events by Renee. We would throw business to each other, these little sister companies, and it would only be in the tri-state area. But quickly we grew to be a nationwide party staffing company. Again, I thought we would only service residential clients, and now we service companies like Hermes, Bloomingdale's, large corporate meetings that are 5 days long in places like Arizona and California with registration help. And we have 30,000 people that work for us.
What?
Yeah, they're all gig workers. So they could pick up a job
I did not know you had
one day a month or every week or 5 days a week or once a year. So we are in the gig economy.
Wow, my mind's blown. I did not know that there are that many
She
people.
has been growing strong.
I knew you were always growing, but 30,000 seems like
It's a lot in our
different.
system.
Not even in this atmosphere.
Yeah, and we have 10. So I have 10 people that work across the country managing different
Yeah.
territories.
Okay, so
And I still have Events by Renee.
She's like still in shock over
like,
there.
I know.
could you imagine 30,000 people at the O'Connor Group?
No.
Yeah.
And I don't want to. So,
This is
so-
totally
Actually,
different.
same.
It's-
Same.
yeah.
So when it comes to you must use technology and tools to help
That's the
you manage
thing.
people, right?
I just wanted to be an event planner and in the event business,
Yeah.
and suddenly I'm the owner of a tech company,
Yeah.
and that is
That's what it is.
Did you have to come up with a proprietary tool to manage all of this, or what do you do?
I would not have been able to scale or grow without technology. So back, I think it was like 2014 or 15, I sat down with a developer in Westchester and we created something custom, very basic. We quickly outgrew that. And then we partnered with, or we bought into a SaaS program, services software.
Yep.
You know?
And we've had them for a while, but we are about to launch in a couple weeks a brand new platform. So we're using HubSpot for our front end for
Love
proposals,
HubSpot.
and
Yep.
keeping all of our clients clear, and then a technology called Aviante. So other people like companies like your company, the O'Connor Group uses it. So it's hard. It's hard to find a fit.
So hard.
And we've been training, my COO and I have been training all year, and we're about to roll it out to our team to train them, and it's really stressful. But I can't do it otherwise.
Yeah, because that's too many people and too many
You
events.
need the app. It's
Yeah.
just like Uber. You need the bartender to say, oh, there's a party at Marcia O'Connor's house this weekend.
Yeah, beautiful
I'm going to
thing.
go work.
Yeah. So the staff's using it internally. But what if people what about customers who want to inquire?
Yeah.
Is there an app for them to go on?
We don't have a client-facing app.
Okay.
really quick, easy form that we have through HubSpot now
Perfect.
that is just super easy. Throw in their information. We send them a quote. They
Yep.
hit accept, throw their credit card in.
Love it.
Boom, boom, boom.
Love it. Easy peasy.
Do you think you'll ever have anything versus like an app kind of a deal? Like, I'm going to go online. I'm going to have an event in 3 weeks. I need to have 3 people. This is what I'm looking for. This is location. What's it going to cost me?
Yeah, I mean, I would love an app one day. I think it's just easy. I don't know. I think people are still sort of, because I know I personally, I don't use, if there's a web browser, I probably just use that versus like remembering that there's an app. But I do think that a booking process is much smoother with an app. So hopefully that's next level.
It's interesting.
When you get to 40,000
Yeah.
or 50,000.
I figured it out. Like I was doing, like massages. And so ironically, there is no app out there about reserving
Just massages.
Just massages. Anywhere you go,
I
to
am
have a
shocked
massage.
by
What
that.
about
I
that
know.
Vigaro or the Mind Body?
Yeah.
Some spas are on there, but you're right.
Yeah,
nothing
they're all spas, like
Right.
wherever you're at, and it picks up the local
Yeah.
spa and what their calendar is. There's nothing out there yet.
I have a gift card called that I keep getting from people called
Spa-Finder?
spafinder.com.
That's cool.
And then you can put in you can put in where your location is and you can get services based on that.
Yeah, that
So
works.
That's fun.
But it's not just massage.
Yeah.
But it's
Interesting.
so many great ideas out there
I
as
know.
entrepreneurs listening to this. They're out there. I know you're there, but they have those ideas that are coming up because something hasn't happened, and you had your people call you and say, "Hey, I need a person," and here you are, have 30,000 people in your database. That's awesome. You
I
should be
love
proud
to
of
give
yourself.
people an opportunity to work and have a side hustle and
Yeah.
make money. And
Yep.
It's great. And everybody I've used for your service, I use them so many times. They're always friendly. They're pleasant. They're very organized. It's so funny, like putting a rise and shine stuff
Yeah.
together. One was like, no, we have a certain way to do this in assembly and all. And I was like, you girl of my own heart. I'm like, I'm stepping away and I know it's in good
and
hands.
that's the thing, just let them.
Yeah.
Do it.
Great.
So you have 10 people managing these 30,000.
territories.
Yeah, the territories.
Yeah.
So what are you missing any territories?
So we're not in places like Indiana, Minneapolis. We do get inquiries. We call them other territories. And typically we can use our resources and find someone to work. And that's how I built the territories. If the customers were wanting events in certain areas, then I built a team there and I figured out, all right, who the heck do I know that lives there? Let me see if they know someone who knows someone who knows someone
that's how it
to
works.
help me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's places where we have a lot of events that I've never been to. Parts of Washington State. Texas is huge for us this year, all over the country there. Florida, we obviously do a lot of great business in Southern Florida.
Yeah.
I've been there, but I'm just saying there's,
Yep.
so it's hard sometimes for me as the business owner, because I think that one of my strengths is just thinking strategically on how my regional directors can drum up more business, who they should connect with, who do they know. And it's hard for me in places that I have no connections to. So I'm like, oh.
With EO?
And I don't know the culture. I don't know,
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So
And maybe tell the listeners how you two know each other. We have a lot of business owner listeners.
yeah.
We do. Yeah. How'd we meet? Remember?
EO.
I know, but remember when we were sitting at Davio's?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Marcia tried to get me an EO before I qualified,
Okay.
but I was right on the cusp.
You were right in the cusp.
And
I'm not there yet.
Okay, so I'm sitting there having drinks with her, and I'm like, she is saying so many, letters. She's like throwing so many letters at me. Like,
She loves letters.
yeah.
Loves
What's
numbers.
the right word I'm looking for? Not
Acronyms.
acronym.
Acronyms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because EO is full of them.
And EO, for everybody, is
SAP,
entrepreneurial. Entrepreneurs Organization, for anybody who's unaware of what EO is.
Yeah,
Yes. It's a great group.
Yeah.
it is. So I was very close to the $1 million mark in 2019, and then COVID hit. So I finally got past that number in 2022, February 22. I joined finally. So with some prompting from.
Yeah. A little bit, a little shoving.
A little bit.
She just nudges a little bit.
Yeah, but now, and I tell this story too to other potential EOAers. I say, I wish that I listened and joined EOA before, because it would have gotten me.
We got that recorded too.
Yeah,
I like
it
that.
would have gotten me over.
Yeah.
It would have gotten me to where I needed to be quicker.
Right, which is EOA, which is Accelerator, which is a part of EO, but it's for people that are in a 250 to 999 category.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they get an accountability coach, which they meet once a month, and they really work together to get to that together, to go as an EO member. But you get really tight because there's all these things that I'm like, I wish I had known that. All that time. And I love like I hate wasting time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think as you're an entrepreneur, you
It's
waste
so
a lot of
precious.
time
Yeah.
because you don't know.
Right.
You know, and
You're
you're trying all
fielding
these
things blindly.
Yeah. Blindly.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I wish I had known that. You know, and that's why I started Shadow Her, because I felt like a lot of women with their operations in particular, I'm like, oh, you just need to tweak that. You know what I mean? And now we have all these people in Shadow Her,
I'm
which is a
so
great
impressed.
funnel
I love
into
that.
EOA.
I love that.
Great funnel. So it's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about, so you're managing people all over the country. What are your tips for managing a hybrid workforce or a remote workforce?
Notice how we go back to HR.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
that's
know.
good.
We love,
That's
yeah,
good.
we're not even drinking, so.
So it's funny because I'm so removed now from the helpers.
Yeah.
When I first started, a lot of them were friends of mine. I was giving them jobs, whatever. But now it's like someone will email me, about having a pay issue or something. And I'm like, I don't even know where this person lives. Like, so for me, that's cool because my team's doing their job. So I try to encourage my team just to be great leaders by listening, to being open-minded, but really, because it's gig economy, we really shouldn't be talking to them that much. I mean, we know that we look at their qualifications, we background check them, we make sure that they have hospitality experience. We give them the power to choose when they want to work. And of course, we hear back from clients if they've had a bad experience. But a part of my regional director's jobs is to know who to staff with who.
Yeah. That's key.
So that's kind of like getting to know them in a flash. And trying to use the technology to communicate with them versus like their cell phones, because as we grow, we can't maintain it.
No.
And that's where Party Host Helpers is different. There's been a lot of very high technology based competitors come out that if I'm a bartender, I'll see a job, I'll say I want to work, and they'll give it to the first person. Where we would never do that. We call it white glove service, where we handpick. I'm not going to send a 65-year-old man to a 3-year-old's birthday party.
Right. Right.
If you don't like to bartend, I'm not going to put you on a bartending job. I mean, the technology separates the qualifications. But if you live in Avalon, I'm not going to put you on a job in Philadelphia when I have 50 people in Philly that want to work.
Yeah. So it's really customized.
It is customized. But I think that it's really the regional director's job, like I said, to have a good feeling and know who they're sending to these people's events.
That's like what we do with our consultants.
Yeah,
we don't pick just anybody. We have to make sure it's the right fit, because we only really have one shot at this.
Yeah.
If we don't do it right, we'll hear about it,
sure.
and then you have to
It's our whole reputation.
It's our whole reputation.
Yeah.
It's everything we do.
And you can get a feel. If people are eager to work, that's great. But some people are eager to work and then don't show up.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, you really have to let them work a couple jobs.
Yeah.
And, we get reviews from clients on Google, but also in our internal system that we see. So all the feedback is a gift, I say.
Feedback is
What
such a
about the
gift.
regional directors? Like, how often do you see them?
So we have meetings every other week, biweekly meetings. I have one-on-ones with them monthly. It's hard. I'm not a salesperson by trade.
Right.
I always say I'm like a salesperson naturally. And they're supposed to be bringing in business, and they manage the business. And I'm like, I need a sales leader. I don't know. I'm like, are you going to make your goal this month? I know there's techniques and strategies, and I try to flex that muscle when I can, but really, we're really collaborative.
Yeah.
We're all women. And it's just crazy. What works in Chicago might not work in New York City, might not work in Southern Florida. So that's where I give them the power to send the pricing, set the pay for the person who's working the certain job, decide to donate to certain charities that they know will work, that will work in our favor in different territories.
Absolutely.
So,
Some things to think about a little too.
Yeah.
What would you do? What would you give? What was like the top 2 pieces of advice you'd give to an entrepreneur thinking about going out on their own?
don't think that you have to drop your whole life to start a business.
Good advice.
Like I said earlier, when I started Events by Renee, I was totally single. My mom and dad, my dad was deceased, but it's not like I had family members paying my rent or putting food on my table. So I had to keep up with other jobs. I was a pro nanny on the main line. I took jobs, admin jobs part-time. I did some medical meeting planning. Like I said, that was a full-time job. I hated that because I hated working for someone else. When your dream is to work for yourself.
Yeah. Yes.
But anyway, so don't think that you have to drop everything. You can balance it. It might take a little bit longer. And to piggyback that, I never stopped networking.
Right.
Everyone knew me as Events by Renee. No one needed to know that I was babysitting earlier that day and building my company at the kitchen counter when the kids were
like your
sleeping.
basement.
My basement. Same thing.
Right.
That's how I had started off, a basement, and the phone wasn't ringing, and I had always business cards around me, and people were like, "How'd you get started?" I'm like, I called the business cards and said, "Do you want to have coffee?"
Yeah.
And you know what? Every 10th one basically helped me get another person, and another person, and then I had to control the conversation. But then you get a phone call, and then poof, it starts.
Yep.
It starts with one.
That momentum starts.
Yeah.
I
So
love
I saved
that.
my first $1 bill. I still have that on the bulletin board. And so it's very,
cool.
yeah, because I cashed a check and I was like, I'm just going to save this $1 from it just to remind myself,
Yeah.
where
you started.
You started. There was no money coming in for 3 months. So
It's a huge deal.
you have to really take the wins. And when you start, you take a lot of clients that you're probably like, now I'm like, why did I do that?
And pricing was lower.
Pricing was
and-
way lower.
Do you miss the planning?
I still do it. So
So
I
you'll take
do.
on
Events by Renee is still rocking and rolling. I have people on that team that help me, so I hand a lot of stuff to them. But I'll personally do maybe 3 to 4 a year. I try to do less.
Yeah.
Just because my life has changed a lot since I started it.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done a good job of listening to the EO theme of working on your business instead of
Exactly.
in the business.
And that's where I'm happy and where I thrive.
Yeah.
Coming and doing podcasts, being on TV.
Yep.
Which you are frequently, which is pretty cool.
Some
You listen
seasons,
to the
yeah.
best tips too.
Oh, thanks.
So good.
Thanks.
And they're fun.
Yeah.
It's always an upbeat kind of mood when I see you on TV or, the videos and all. I'm like, oh, what's that tip today?
I love following what you're
Well,
doing.
and
I
that
like, what's she doing?
that was kind of just a quick, not quick, but just a very. I didn't even think twice about it. It was years ago. It was like, okay, you are the party expert. We're running with that. That's your brand for Party Host Helpers. You're the CEO.
Yep.
You're just going to push out as many tips as possible. But now there's so many people that do it on Instagram. So I steal their ideas, and we all steal each other's, and we're always trying to grow our following. And
Do you do anything on social? Like, what's your? Do you have any business out of social?
do I have any what?
Like, are you growing any business out of social media?
We do get inquiries in our
In your inbox.
inbox. Yeah. In my DM. There we
Your
go. I
DMs,
was like,
like,
what am
they slide in
in my
GG.
DM? I do. And you know what? So for Events by Renee, it shows that it shows different venues that we work at. I mean, we did Jay Wright's son's wedding this summer.
Wow, that's so great.
I didn't get to meet them because I wasn't on the job, but my team had no idea who Jay Wright, that it was his son.
That's kind of cool. That's actually good that they
is really
are
good.
doing their
Yeah.
best and not. Yeah.
It is, and I've done some other high profile things, but for Events by Renee social, showing where we are and the vendors we're working with,
great.
and the vendors help each other out. That's great. And then with Party Host Helpers, just having the tips, pushing out pictures of our helpers, it shows clients, oh, they do corporate events too. Oh, here they are stuffing bags, and and we do get we get B2B from that.
Yeah.
Because I'll go on there and tell my regional directors, take this and try to connect with some of these wedding planners and see if they have a need for us. So
Do you do day of or just
we
full
do.
cycle?
Yeah, we do. And day of, a lot of wedding planners don't do that anymore, and I love it.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to do as much planning. I can show up and be the superhero that day, and I'm really good on site. Versus taking a year to plan.
Sure.
I mean, I can still do that, but
Yeah, you just jump into
it's
action.
great
Yeah.
just to have them hand everything over, and we're boom.
Yeah.
We have day of in other territories too through Party Host Helpers, but locally it's Events by Renee. I know.
So you have all these great opportunities coming up. What's next for Party Host Helpers?
So I actually have my own TV show coming up.
Yay!
What? My mind is so blown today. 'Cause I was not.
It's
we did
not
not talk about it.
I mean, I'm not going to downplay
Yeah,
it.
tell me.
Do you guys know Sheldon Rumor from This Is It TV? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So she's been working on a studio and having in-studio audience and producing TV shows that will be shown on her This Is It network, Roku, Apple.
Yeah.
So all over the country, anyone can access it, and she's giving me my own show.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so great.
So when does that start?
We start filming in June, so I'll go in and film. I think she does 1 or 2 a month. I have to look at the contract again. And I sent her a bunch of names, and I think the premise will be, because I've been working this out in my head, I don't want it to just be about me, but I think I'll probably bring on people in my industry, chefs that I know, florists that I know. Hey, let's not talk about what you do for your clients. What do you do at home?
Yeah.
What appetizer do you love to make at home that is like a crowd pleaser? And let's show the recipe to the audience. And so we're still working out details, but I don't know if I was supposed to say anything. But maybe
Oops.
by the time this
Well,
comes out.
you can make sure that comes in right after that happens.
So
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
excited
We'll wait
about
till it
that
comes
because
out.
it's not Fox 29. It's not a Philly thing. I can really
use it
hopefully push it
nationally.
out.
Yeah.
And with
More
all of our
territories
combined
coming.
social media,
Yeah.
we can really, and this is what I love to do. So,
Yeah. So cool.
yeah.
Sorry, I have to know now. You said, like, what is your favorite crowd pleaser app?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Oh my gosh, my mom makes this cold crab dip that's so easy. It's just cream cheese, imitation crab, garlic salt. You make a big ball and pour cocktail sauce all over it with Ritz crackers. That's a really easy one. I know. I'm over cheese boards, but we all love them. I know.
Tell her about the board you sent me.
Oh yeah, I sent her a margarita board. Yeah.
So it was like a board with all of your garnishes for a margarita.
How fun.
You had like limes, you had pineapple, there's like a bowl of salt.
And was it
Fried
fresh?
oranges.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all fresh.
Yes. I'll send
And
it
who
to
did
you.
that?
So
Instagram, someone.
Instagram, and I sent it to her. I'm like, right up your alley.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like, I'm drooling.
Yeah.
Right now.
Wow.
I love margaritas.
I'll forward it to you so that you have it.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll see it on
super
TV.
cool.
soon.
Go to my own. It's coming up.
It is. It is. Yeah.
So fun. We love all that stuff.
Yeah.
We've had a bartender on the show too. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fun.
yeah. He sells cyber security systems.
Yeah, he does like a managed IT and
Yeah.
cybersecurity.
Oh,
But
He does
we got him to do
bartender
mocktails
with
for us.
you.
Well, not mocktails. Not for you, maybe, but not for me. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was real
He
stuff.
made
for me.
espresso martinis on set.
Love it.
Yeah, with one with cheese, Parmesan cheese.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. Mhm.
I didn't get.
Interesting.
I had hers
Next time.
too. It's good.
There's so many ideas out there, and it's so fun. I mean, traditionally we'd pop up in a cookbook, right? Like those are totally
Oh, yeah.
collecting dust in all of our. Although I
don't-
do
I don't
love
mean-
Barefoot Contestant. I use her stuff.
Oh, I used to love. I used to watch that show.
I got Stanley Tucci's Italian book for Christmas from a friend of mine because I went to Italy. And
yeah. Do you love it?
I have to be very honest with you.
Is it really hard?
It is
recipes?
still on the nightstand next to like the couch where I sit and watch TV.
Yeah.
And it's
That's a coffee table
it
book?
looks wonderful, the coffee
Yeah.
table,
Yeah.
because I haven't opened it yet
Yeah.
because I know myself.
Yeah.
And I will spend hours in it when I
yeah.
do, because I love all that stuff and cooking. But I
fun.
haven't opened it once. Don't tell Karen.
Are there any other tips, party planning tips,
Yeah.
anything else you would share? That's
Yeah, I mean, it's spring party season now. We're moving into summer. So just keep it simple. I think that the best parties are the ones where the host is not frazzled.
Yeah, oh,
Where
yeah.
things are a bit organized ahead of time. I always say make a list, and just cross it off. But also don't stress. Like keep your bar easy. Beer, wine, seltzers, maybe a pitcher of margaritas. Unless you're going to have a bartender doing crazy drinks.
We have pictures of espresso. We do that
yeah.
on purpose because they run out so fast.
They do.
So I'll have the
know.
bartender do their thing, and I'm like, nope, espressos are right here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they fly out every time.
They do. People
So,
love them.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about all the parties I can host and
Yeah.
hire party
Yeah.
host
Yeah.
helpers.
Oh, it's the best.
Yeah.
I
Bartender,
did
servers.
Thanksgiving, so my Thanksgiving cleanup was party host helpers.
The last 2 years.
That's
Yes.
such a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
So I bring her people in to help me clean up, so I can talk and sit with everybody else like normal people.
That's really
and it's been wonderful. And they clean up everything for you.
And it's crazy.
wonderful.
Sometimes I don't even think about the parties that people have until I see them come
Yeah.
through. Like someone just hired us for a prom pre-party.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
And you don't think about that because
Yeah.
the kids are in and out. But if you have a ton of adults coming
Yeah, a ton
over,
Of adults
You're
and you have
talking.
tons
You
wanna
of
take
people.
pictures.
Yeah.
And they help clean
Yeah.
up. They put the trash away.
Yeah.
They do everything. They wash the dishes for you. It's
Passover
awesome.
was a big one for us this year. Every
Yeah,
year
I
it is.
bet. Right, 'cause
Because it's a
there's
very
big
long,
crowds.
a lot
day.
of courses.
Yeah, a lot of
So-
courses and all. But it's so great to know that someone is taking out the trash.
Yeah.
You don't have to yell at your husband, like, could you please take that out? It's full.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
think
You know,
Joe, I don't
know.
think that Joe left his seat on Easter. So
You ran around.
yeah, but you know what? He's great. So I can't. I can't.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
is.
make fun of him, but I can. I am. But
I had a helper at my house on Friday, on Good Friday, I threw a little Easter egg hunt for Reese, and I just asked her to go pick up my catering, and I told her to go to the wrong place. ShopRite, Acme, it's all the same, right?
But they'll even do that too.
Yeah.
So she was fine. She came back, set it all
Reese is
up.
gonna have the best birthday parties growing
Oh
up.
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Are they gonna
She's
be
already
so-
had 3 crazy ones, and I'm
good.
deciding what the heck to do.
You're just going to go to other birthday parties and be like,
Yeah, she's gonna be like, why is
that a
all my
birthday
friends' kids are like, when they go to parties.
Yeah,
after
yeah,
Reese,
because
the
they're so
moms
used
tell
to
me.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
And every year I'm like, Dad, it's gonna be. I tell my husband, it's gonna be small. We're not doing this next year.
I tell that to my husband all the time. It's small. He's like, how many? 5? I'm like, yeah. I mean, and I tell my friend,
plus
35.
45. Yeah, plus 45.
The problem is that I want to invite all my friends
I
too.
know,
So
I
we're
know.
doing it at a venue.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got my hand slapped afterwards. He's like, I thought you were having it small. I'm like, it was small. It could have been 100.
Yeah.
I said, it was only 35. He's
Yeah.
like, oh my God. but every birthday. It was great.
Yeah, it's fun.
I had themed, same thing.
And these are the memories, right?
Yeah.
that we make.
Oh,
I know. I combine
Best.
my kids' birthdays.
Do you?
That's not good. Oh my gosh, it's time.
Because then it's like,
yeah,
a lot
'cause I
of
have July and August,
Yeah.
and so I
Did you do a pool
yeah,
party?
Yeah, we did last year. We did a pool party combined, and then we'll have the new baby in May, so we'll have May, July, and August.
right.
So we might just have like a summer
bash.
huge
yeah.
bash
July 4th, big bash.
until
birthday bash.
Ava's going to turn 7, so she's going to really want her own thing.
Yeah, she will.
at
With her
5.
school
Yeah,
friends.
exactly. So it's all
Someone just
changing.
emailed me this week for a 40th of July party. Isn't that fun?
Oh, that's so cute.
That's fun.
How have I never heard that or thought of that?
Yeah.
I know. I
That's
gotta call
really,
her back.
I should have got
That's
that from
cute.
Mike
That's
because
great.
Mike's the 5th. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah,
I like
that
it.
is a good one.
It's a cute one. I like it.
All right. Well, I guess I'm sad. I don't want this conversation to end. I feel like I could talk to you all day. How can people find you?
Sure. Partyhosthelper.com. Our phone number 1-800 is 844-30-PARTY.
Ooh. Good.
That was not to sidetrack, but something inside of me said make a 1-800 number when I started
Yeah.
Party Host Helpers, and that is
It's a great
that's big
idea.
advice. If you want to, if you
Yeah.
think you
Gotta
want
get
to
a-
eventually
You
scale,
should do ChatGPT, have a jingle to it. Like, here's my number, and make a jingle to it so people remember it.
844.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. 30
30 party? 30 party. I remembered it. Yeah.
I think I was like almost 30 or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
28.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Like, I'm going to be 30 soon. No big deal.
sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eventsbyrenee.net. And then on social, at Party Host Helpers, and then at events_by Renee.
There we go.
Love
We
it.
have lots of visually appealing things on our social media,
bet.
especially with Events by Renee.
Oh,
The pretty
you do.
brides and corporate clients. And
It's so fun. You would love
So
it.
cool.
So congratulations on success.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see.
30,000 people.
I'm so honored to be here with
thinking
both
about
of
that.
you.
Oh, we love having you. It's always
this
fun.
is
It's always
awesome.
vibrant too. So it's so cool. But it's always cool to see women doing well out there. You
Yeah.
know, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work. Even a little 3-year-old. It is hard work.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and poor Ted. I mean, poor Ted, but also happy Ted because I'm
Yeah.
sure you come home with lots. Hey, look what I got today. You know, here we go again. You know, so
He's proud most days now.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's about balance. I mean, he's
It
at a
is.
conference starting next week, so
Yeah.
I'll be home more next week, and
Yep.
we balance
you
each
have
other.
to.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to. Thank you for being here.
Thank
It's
you
awesome.
for having me.
Yes, it's so great. Well, don't forget, Party Host Helpers is the place to go, and it's so much easier. Graduation parties, you name it. She is your go-to. She's been helping my family for years, and now my business, and it's just wonderful to see her doing so well. Very excited about that. Today, obviously, HR After Dark. Thanks for being here, guys. I'm Marcia.
And I'm Megan, and we will see you next time.